Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. I hope you all are doing fine. I hope you all are doing alright. So today we are going to learn an alphabet again together. Today I'm going to try to teach you the Greek alphabet, although I by myself have never really learned Greek. Like I learned a bit in school, because from an early age on I had Latin lessons in school, and in these Latin lessons we also learned a bit of Greek, so like the alphabet and maybe some basic words. So it's not entirely foreign to me, but I never really learned Greek, and also not today's modern spoken Greek. Like in the Latin lessons we learned the ancient Greek, like some words and how letters are pronounced. Like maybe they are pronounced a bit differently nowadays, I don't know, or they are just also written differently, I have no idea. So I'm not a native speaker, and I also don't really learn Greek by myself in my daily life, and so don't think that I'm going to be perfect today. Like if you really would like to learn this from a native speaker, you should watch another video, but this video is just there to help you fall asleep. And so we will just go over the alphabet, and so let's get started. Alright, I think the Greek alphabet has 24 letters. I just counted them. So I think, and I already forgot the number, but it was 24, I guess. So the first letter is the alpha, and alpha is like an A, a regular A sound, so A in English, but it's A, alpha. Alpha, and it's also written as in the Latin alphabet. So really similar also to English and just to all the languages which use the Latin alphabet. Alpha. Now we have Vita, and it looks like a B, and the lowercase Vita looks like actually like a letter in German, like the SZ. But this is it looks like a B, it's Vita, but it's pronounced like a W or like a V actually in English, like this book is in German. So in German it would be a W, but it's more like the English V. Vita, and it's like a V, as I already said. So it's not alpha and then beta or beta in English, but a V sound and not a B. And then we have Rama. It's not really a G, not like as in go, but Rama. I don't really know how to pronounce it exactly. Like I just listened to it. Rama. Like it's like a mixture out of G and R, I would say. So Rama. So Rama looks like this. And like this in the small form. And it's like a mixture out of a G and an R, I would say. Rama. Now we have Delta, and it's not really like a D, not entirely like a D, but more like a DS, so to say, kind of into the S direction. Delta, it's not really Delta, but Delta. And the uppercase Delta looks like a triangle, and the lowercase one looks like this. And then we have Epsilon. Epsilon looks like an E in English, and it's like an sound. It's kind of like an, it's not really e, but epsilon. And yeah, it's an sound, epsilon. And the uppercase letter looks like an E in the Latin alphabet. And the lowercase one also, kind of. Or it looks like the 3, like the number, but the other way around. So this is epsilon. Now we have zeta. Zeta. And zeta is like, it's like a Z, I would say. Zeta. Zeta is like a Z. Zeta is a Z. And it looks like the Z in the Latin alphabet, at least the uppercase version. And the lowercase version looks, yeah, also kind of similar, but it's like this. Zeta. And then we have eta. Eta. This looks like an H in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase one kind of like an N, but it's eta. Eta. Eta is like an I sound. E. Eta. Eta. And yeah, you really need to remember this because it literally looks like an H, but it's an E. Eta. And this one as well, eta. And then we have theta. Theta is like an TH sound. And both versions, like the uppercase and the lowercase letter, look kind of the same. But the uppercase letter is a bit more like an O with this line in the middle, and the lowercase letter is a bit longer, so to say. Theta. Theta is, yeah, a TH, just like in the, like in English, the. Theta. And then we have iota. Iota. Iota is another I sound, but more like E, and not E, but E. Iota. I would say this might be the difference. So it's ita. Ita are more like a shorter E, and iota is more like E, and not E, but E. And then we have kappa. Kappa. Kappa is a K, and it also looks like a K, like in the Latin alphabet. So this one is really easy to remember. Kappa, kappa, and yeah, it's a K, just like in English and in, yeah, a lot of different languages. And then we have lambda. Lambda. Lambda is an L, and this looks kind of similar to the Russian L, in the Cyrillic alphabet. Like a lot of things are similar to the Cyrillic alphabet also, like not just to the Latin alphabet, but also to the Cyrillic alphabet. Lambda. And lambda is an L. Then we have mi. Mi. Mi is an M. And yeah, like the uppercase letter looks again like in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase letter looks slightly different. This is mi. Mi is an M. And then we have ni. Ni. Ni looks again just like in the Latin alphabet. It's an N. N. So mi is m and ni is n. And yeah, it looks like in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase form looks like a V, but it's also an N, it's also ni. So this is ni. And then we have xi. Xi. Xi is like KS. Xi. Xi is like KS, or sometimes in some languages the X is also pronounced like this. Xi. Xi. And yeah, it's in KS, Xi. I'm going to write it like it's a German book, that's why they wrote it like this. Xi. Xi, KS, Xi. And then we have Omicron. Omicron is an O, so O sound. Omicron, and it looks, just like the O in the Latin alphabet. Omicron. O. So here we have P. P is a P, just as in English, but it looks like this, P. And the P in the Cyrillic alphabet looks like this as well. And you might know this Greek letter from mathematic lessons, P. And it's a P sound. Then we have Ro. Ro. Ro is a rolled R, and I can't really roll my R's, especially not when I'm speaking really quietly. But Ro looks like a P. This is again, like in the Latin alphabet, this would be a P. This is again just as in Russian, just as in the Cyrillic alphabet. But this is not a P, but an R. Ro. And the lowercase letter looks also really similar. And then we have Sigma. Sigma. Sigma is an S, like a sharper S, just as in English, like in safe as an example, Sigma. And Sigma has 3 different forms instead of just 2. So it has a beginning form, so to say, like an uppercase letter and 2 lowercase letters, and one of them is used in the middle of words and the other one at the end of words, only at the end of words. So this is at the beginning of words, in the middle of words, at the end of words. Sigma. Sigma is an S. And then we have Tav. Tav. Tav is a T. And it looks just like in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase letter looks just like the uppercase letter, but it's a bit shorter, and it's like this, with a small line up like this. But it's a T, just as in English. So Tav is T, a regular T. Now we have Ypsilon. Ypsilon, and it's not Ypsilon, but Ypsilon. Ypsilon, and it's another I sound, another E sound, Ypsilon. And please don't ask me what the difference is. I think it's maybe a higher pitched E sound, higher pitched I sound, as compared to Ita and Iota. Iota is more like Y, and Ita is a bit shorter, and this is like I would say a higher I sound. So Ypsilon, and it looks just like the Y in English. And the lowercase letter looks kind of like a small U in the Latin alphabet, but it's also an Ypsilon. So this is Ypsilon. Now we have Phi. This is an F, Phi. Phi. And both forms look kind of similar, but the lowercase letter has this tiny line below it and a small opening over here. And it's an F sound, and it looks just like the F in the Cyrillic alphabet, but not like the F in the Latin alphabet. But it's an F, Phi. Now we have He. He looks like an X, but it's an CH, or how do you say this in English? Like, I don't know if this is only the German transliteration. Maybe KH also. Maybe you could transliterate it like KH, but it's He. It's an sound, He. Really particular, like you don't have such a letter in English, I think. He, I would maybe like this. He. Or like this, I don't know how you write it in English, but it's a stronger H sound. He. He. This is he. It looks like an X in both versions, but it's an he. Now we have psi, psi, and there's also no letter like this in English. It's a PS, psi, PS. Psi as in psalm as an example. Psi, ps, psi, psi. And both versions look, kind of the same, but just slightly different. Psi. Like I've never encountered another language which has this letter. Like some languages have like ps, like this kind of PS combination in some words, but I think then they are also always of Greek origin. But I don't know of any language that has such an own sound, so to say, an own consonant like this. Like the Cyrillic alphabet doesn't have that, and the Latin alphabet also doesn't have that. So it's really unique to Greek, I feel like. Now we have omega, omega. So not omega, but omega, omega. And it's an O sound, omega. And I don't know what the difference between Omicron and omega is. I have no idea. And it looks like this in their uppercase, or I think a lot of people also write it like this, because it's faster to write it like this. And this is the lowercase omega, which looks kind of like a W, but it's an O. And that's the last letter already. So now we are going to repeat all of this again. So we have alpha, beta, beta, gamma, gamma, delta, delta, epsilon, epsilon, zeta, zeta, eta, eta, theta, theta, iota, iota, kappa, kappa, lambda, lambda, mi, mi, ni, ni, xi, xi, omicron, omicron, pi, pi, rho, rho, sigma, sigma, tav, tav, ypsilon, ypsilon, phi, phi, chi, chi, psi, psi, and omega, omega. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. So epsilon, not epsilon. Epsilon is another one, but epsilon, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mi, ni, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tav, ypsilon, phi, chi, psi, and omega. Alright, that was the whole Greek alphabet. So I think some of these letters also have like some slightly different handwriting forms, so I didn't talk about this today. Maybe I can make a second video for Greek one day. Maybe also a video in which I am learning a bit of Greek, just some basic phrases, just like in a lot of my other videos. But that's it for today. So I hope you could learn something, and I hope you liked the video, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like. And if you didn't like it, feel free to let me know why in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching until now if you're still watching. Of course, I hope you've already fallen asleep by now. And see you in the next video.